Hey everyone, welcome back to KDX Bricks Analytics. The table on our left is all of the Lego sets that retired at the end of 2023 that got mentions. And I know, we're already into 2024. These sets are of the past, but I wanted to do one last data roundup so that in a year or two, we can come back to this video and we can do some grades on my own scores, some grades on all the other Lego investing and YouTuber scores. I think that'll be fun in a year or two. This table is the data for all of 2023. I watched 550 videos over the last 12 months across 32 channels, and there were almost 3,800 individual Lego set mentions that I collected data on. The top set on our table, no surprise, 75342, the Republic Fighter Tank, 96 mentions with an E-score of 2.8. I picked up, I think, 51 of this set. My E-score on this set is a 3.0. Here's a chart I made for the Republic Fighter Tank with number of mentions on the Y-axis, the months on the X-axis. The blue line is the mentions per month, and the orange line is the cumulative number of mentions throughout the year, and just steady growth for this set, very popular. And then in November, when it finally went on sale at Target, because this set is a Target exclusive, then we really talked about it a lot. Second set is 40539, Ahsoka Brickhead, 76 mentions, enthusiasm score of 2.8. My E-score is a 3.0. Here's the chart I made on this set. It never went on sale, but steady discussion and popularity throughout all of 2023. I think it's going to be a great performing set. And a couple of quick notes: when I give my summary and or E-score, this is based on everything that I discussed on this set throughout the year. That way we can come back to just this video and grade myself in the future. I'm not looking at how these sets are already performing here a couple of weeks into January. Third up is another Brickheads Battle of Endor Heroes. This 5-pack, 40623, 67 mentions, enthusiasm score of 2.7. My E-score is 3.0. Again, you guys know I love this set. And here's the chart for this one. It didn't come out until March-April timeframe, so that's why there's 0 mentions early in the year, but this one's kind of interesting. When it came out, there weren't as many mentions in the first few months. I think people were really skeptical that it was actually going to retire at the end of this year. Of course, it's still available on back order at lego.com right now, but it really is looking like it's going to be off the shelves permanently here soon. But once we got a pretty good hunch that it is going to retire, then it really increased in mentions. And again, in November when it was on sale at lego.com, and it's been 40% off for a long time. I'm okay with that huge discount, and I'm okay that it is still available. Brickheads have been performing awesome lately, and this is a Star Wars 5-pack with a lot of new characters. This one is gonna do gangbusters in retirement, in my opinion. 75343, the Dark Trooper helmet, 65 mentions, E-score of 2.5, but it also has 3 mentions against investing. So on the table, anytime I highlighted it in this light beige color, that is the mentions against investing with enthusiasm scores of 0. I'm not going to read those off every time, and in fact, I'm not going to read all of the data numbers off the table, especially when we get down to sets that have less mentions and lower E-scores. So just follow along on the table as we go. My E-score for this set is a 2.5. Even though this one is kind of ugly, the helmets have been performing very well. 75327, the Luke Skywalker Red 5 helmet. My E-score on this one is a 3.0. This one I've loved from the beginning because it's a standout. It's bright colors. 58 mentions with an E-score of 2.6. Here's the chart for Luke's helmet with solid growth throughout the year, and definitely October, November when it started going on huge discounts at Target and other places. 75336, the Inquisitor Transport Scythe, 50 mentions, an awesome 2.8 E-score. Mine is 3.0. $100 for a great ship from the show, and all 4 of the minifigures are exclusive. We've talked about them a lot, and they look so good. So definitely one that I am super excited about. 76911, the 007 Aston Martin DB5 Speed Champions, 47 mentions, E-score of 2.7. It's from a licensed movie franchise that has been around for decades. My E-score is 3.0. Definitely got more popular once it started to really look like it was going to retire at the end of this year. 40622, the Disney 100th celebration. Another Brickheads with a really short shelf life that has been heavily discounted at lego.com, and I think it's still available right now. 47 mentions with an E-score of 2.5. My E-score is 3.0. There's been some negativity and concern with this set because there aren't as many bright colors with 2 of the figures mostly black and white. There was a lot of doubt that it would actually retire at the end of 2023. It looks like it still is, but we don't know for sure until it is completely gone. But being a Disney 100 commemorative, I think it is a great set for investing. Here's the chart for this one. Similar as others, a lot of growth later in the year when it comes to mentions. 21326, Winnie the Pooh. Awesome set. We were able to get it for $50 in some cases, but with Honey, Rakuten, stacking promos and other things, $65, $70 after all all the rewards. 46 mentions, an E-score of 2.7. My E-score is 3.0. The chart on this one is great too. Strong mentions throughout the summer. Started to taper off a little later. I think that it was starting to be out of stock at some places, but I still think it is a solid investment. 21325, another idea set that retired at the end of 2023. 43 mentions, E-score of 2.7. My E-score is 3.0 again. The chart on this one, really solid growth for mentions throughout the year, and it's just a beautiful build. I wish I had more. I think I only have 3, and I wish I had more. I think that there's still a few available at barnesandnoble.com. All right, that's it for showing charts against these sets. I just wanted to make those and show those for some of the sets that got the most mentions throughout the year. 75292, the Razor Crest, 39 mentions, an E-score of 2.2. My E-score is 2.5, really long shelf life, but very popular, shipped from the first season of Mandalorian. 76912, the other movie licensed Speed Champion set that retired at the end of 2023. This is Dom's Charger. My E-score is 3.0. It's an awesome set, other than being a little too boxy and a little sharp on the edges. I love it. It should do well. 76989, the Horizon Forbidden West Tall Neck, 35 mentions, an E-score of 2.6. My E-score is 2.5, only $90 for over 1,200 pieces. This set is amazing looking, and on top of it, one of the best minifigures of the year in alloy here. Great arm printing. I love this set. 75339, the Death Star Trash Compactor Diorama, 35 mentions, E-score at 2.5. I again continue to talk about the dioramas a lot, and I love them. My E-score on this one is 3.0. 40560, the Professors of Hogwarts, a great brickhead set. This one is an absolute standout. Great detail, great printing. You look at these brickheads, you know exactly who the characters are. Even if you don't know that much about Harry Potter, you look at them and you know that they're Harry Potter characters, if you don't know their names at least. 31 mentions with an E-score of 2.5. My E-score is also 2.5. 75338, Ambush on Ferrix, the one and only Lego set from the Endor series. Hopefully we'll get more when season 2 comes out. $70, 679 pieces, but $70. This is like a $45 set in my opinion. All 4 minifigures that look great are exclusive, great characters from the series. 31 mentions with an enthusiasm score of 2.2. My E-score is going to be 2.0, which is still good, but I was really hoping that we would get more opportunity to get this set at a better sale price than we did in 2023. That's going to certainly make the supply on the secondary market low, which will help it, but the buy-in price is pretty high. So my E-score is 2.0, which is still pretty good. 75309, the Republic gunship. Some of the Lego investing community love this ship, and some people really didn't like it. $400. It doesn't look great. The proportions are off. You know, you can fit a minifigure in the cockpit, but then when you put it in the bay, the minifigure is way too small. There's a lot I don't like about this ship. Only an E-score of 2, but it did go on that huge discount. So if you got it at that great discount, then you're in the money big time. I did not get any of these. My E-score is only a 1.5. 76409, the first of the Harry Potter house banners. This one is the Gryffindor, 29 mentions, E-score of 2.2. There are only 4 house banners. They all had really short, less than a year shelf life. My E-score on this one is 2.5. The next diorama, 75329, the Death Star Trench Run diorama. This one doesn't have any minifigures, so I'm going to give it an E-score of 2.5, whereas the others I'm giving E-scores of 3.0. Only a 2.1 on the table, but still, it's diorama. I think it'll do great. And then the last of the 2023 retiring dioramas is 75330, the Dagobah Jedi Training diorama. 28 mentions, E-score of 2.6. This one was a lot of people's favorite in terms of the minifigures and how it looks. Same with me. My E-score is 3.0, but remember, the Trash Compactor diorama was a Walmart exclusive, so that one could have less supply on the secondary market. And now the rest of the Harry Potter house banners: Slytherin, Ravenclaw, and Hufflepuff. All of them have 28 mentions with E-scores of 2.2. My E-score on Slytherin is a 2.5. On Ravenclaw, it's a 2.5, but my E-score on Hufflepuff is a 3.0. It's bright, lots of foliage, great prints. It reminds me a lot of the Herbology Hogwarts Moment book set that is doing better than the other Moment sets. I think this one is going to do really, really well, and I think all 4 of them are a great collection, again, with a really short shelf life. 75323, the Justifier, way overpriced at $170. 28 mentions, but only an E-score of 1.8. My E-score is going to be 2.0 because we were able to get them at $100 or even less in some cases, and the Cad Bane minifigure is exclusive, and that is an awesome minifigure, and the rest of the minifigures are decent. The ship is only okay. 2.0 for me. 75320, the Snowtrooper Battle Pack, 27 mentions, E-score of 2.1. My E-score is 2.0. It's okay. Yeah, the Snowtroopers will go with the UCS AT-AT, but I don't see this set selling in huge quantities on the secondary market, like a lot of other battle packs, especially the Clone Wars related battle packs. 75979, the Barnes & Noble exclusive Hedwig, 26 mentions with an E-score of 2.7. This is an awesome set. Yes, it's been out since 2020. I'm not worried about the long shelf life. My E-score is 3.0. The first of the 3 modular buildings that retired at the end of 2023. First time we've had 3 modular buildings retire in 1 year, maybe ever. So that's huge. This is the best of the 3, 10278. The police station, 26 mentions, E-score of 2.5. My E-score is also 2.5. And for a modular building, a very short 3-year shelf life. 10497, the Galaxy Explorer, 24 mentions, E-score of 2.3. My E-score is only 2.0, $100. Yeah, it does have over 1,200 pieces. The minifigures are classic, but they're only okay. And a lot of people got this set early in life for around $50. So if you got it on a good sale, then I think it'll do well. If you got it at $100, then I think it will perform well, but it's just going to be further down the road and be a longer hold time. 75326, Boba Fett's Throne Room. Similar to the last set, $100, but it was for $50 early in its shelf life, and a lot of people have been able to get them on good discount. But different is this one is way overpriced with only 732 pieces, but 7 minifigures, and 6 of them are exclusive, and they all look really different, really interesting. And I know that the show wasn't that great, but the minifigures, or the characters in the show, and therefore the minifigures in this set, are really good. 24 mentions, but only an E-score of 1.8. I'm going to go with a 2.0 E-score. I think this one's going to perform a little better than people are thinking, but I do think it's going to be a longer hold time. 75312, Boba Fett's Starship, 24 mentions, enthusiasm score of 1.7. My E-score is going to be a 1.5 because Lego will make another of these ships. 76956, the T-Rex Breakout, this Target exclusive that we were able to get for $80 and closer to $65 or $70 after stacking promos and deals and Rakuten and things like that. 23 mentions, an E-score of 2.2. My E-score is a 2.5. You know I love the dioramas, and that goes beyond the Star Wars dioramas. This is a great looking set from a classic movie and a classic scene. 76187, Venom, 22 mentions, E-score of 2. My E-score is only a 1.5. The superheroes sets in general aren't performing well these days, and I'll be curious to see how this one does. Carnage has not been doing as well as people hoped 1 year into retirement, and that one was a Target exclusive. The next modular building, 10270, the Bookshop, it has an E-score of 2.2. Mine is going to be 2.5, but I still like the police station better. 75324, the Dark Trooper Attack, 21 mentions, but only an E-score of 1.7. You guys have heard me be very positive about this set because I like it as a diorama scene. Take that little action feature off, some good minifigures, maybe get a couple of them and stack them together, make the scene bigger. So my E-score is going to be 2.0, and I'm even considering a 2.5, but I'm going to go with a 2.0 E-score. Daisy Duck 40476, this great Brickheads that's Disney themed. A lot of the Disney themed Brickheads do really well. 20 mentions, enthusiasm score of 2.2. Since we were able to get it for $7 right before the end of 2023, I'm going to give it a 2.5 enthusiasm score. The last of the modular buildings, 10255, Assembly Square, 20 mentions, but only an E-score of 2.1 for a couple of reasons. 7-year shelf life and $300 price point instead of $200 price point. Yes, you do get 1/3 more of the building, so it is totally worth it in that sense, but it's a lot more money to sink into investment, a larger box. I have some reservations about this one. It'll do great long term. My E-score is only 2.0 on this modular. 75300, the Imperial TIE Fighter, only an E-score of 1.8. Mine's only 1.5. Expensive at $45, and Lego will make more of this ship soon. 40625, the Llama, that's correct, an E-score of 2.7. I like it. Mine is a 3.0. There's only one previous Minecraft Brickheads, and it's a 2-pack. It was $20, and it's up over $100. 3 Minecraft Brickheads retired at the end of 2023, and this one is the best by far. This llama is cute, adorable. It's so good, and it's going to do well in my opinion. 76408, the Harry Potter 12 Grimmauld Place, E-score at 2.4, 19 mentions. I like it. My E-score is going to be a 2.5, but that's not going to be the case on most Harry Potter sets. The Harry Potter theme is definitely cooling off from an investing perspective, but this one is so unique with the action feature to hide that middle column, and also it can look great in just regular city builds, so I'm a big fan of this one. 76406, the Hungarian Horntail Dragon, 19 mentions, E-score of 2.3. Mine's going to be 2.5. It goes with Hedwig, it goes with Dumbledore's Fox, and I'm not worried that this one is $10 more price point. It has more pieces. Brickheads 40553, Woody and Bo Peep, E-score of 2.2 for the year, and mine will be 2.0. It's pretty good. good. 40521, Mini Disney, the Haunted Mansion. You guys know I like this set a lot. 18 mentions, a solid 2.4 e-score. Mine is a 2.5 because it's the first of, I think, 5 in a kind of series that Lego is producing. There's the Mini Disney Castle. There's the Little Mermaid one. There's the one from Peter Pan, Aladdin, and another one, I think. So my e-score 2.5. 40658, the Millennium Falcon Holiday Diorama with a very short shelf life, $30, 4 minifigures, but it's from the sequel movies. A lot of people are down on this set because of that. 18 mentions, an okay 2.3. My e-score is 3.0. It's a short shelf life Star Wars set with lots of minifigures, and it's a diorama, and it's Christmas themed. And plus I was able to get a bunch at $24 and then a few more at $20. Maybe a little longer hold time, but I think it's going to be awesome. 10266, NASA Apollo 11 Lunar Lander, 18 mention and an e-score of 2.2. The NASA sets historically have done well. My e-score is 2.5. 76910, the Speed Champions Aston Martin 2-pack, enthusiasm score of 2.2. My enthusiasm score is 2.5, partly because we were able to get it on some really good discounts. Speed Champions are evergreen sets, at least for now. Maybe someday they won't be, especially as Lego continues to increase the MSRP prices to pricing them out of people wanting to buy too many of these sets if they keep that up. So it'll be interesting to see how this theme does. 40477, Scrooge McDuck, Huey, Dewey, and Louie Brickheads. Only a 1.7 enthusiasm score. I'm only going to go with 1.5. Even though it's a Disney Brickheads, I think they just look too plain. It is good that it's the $25 price point though. 75317, the Mandalorian and Child Brickheads, also an enthusiasm score of 1.7. I'm going enthusiasm score 1.0. I think it will grow in value, but it'll be a very long time in the future. This set has been available since 2020, and it's been discounted from $20 down to like 11 or 12, sometimes even 10. 40626, the next Minecraft Brickheads that retired in 2023. I'm giving it a 3.0. This is Zombie. 76209, Thor's Hammer. I know I just said that the superhero sets are not doing too well on the secondary market these days, but this one at $100, Target exclusive. It is a really cool looking set, really a standout, unique. I think it's a longer hold time, but I'm going to go with an e-score of 2.5. I know that the table's e-score is only 1.9, but 2.5 with the caveat of a longer hold time. 75334, Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Vader. I actually just built this set for the first time not too long ago, and it was a really good build, a lot better than what people were thinking, because you're basically building a rock terrain. All 4 minifigures are exclusive. Ned B is awesome. The minifigures in general look great. I know it only has an e-score of 1.5 on the table. I'm going e-score of 2.5. Again, another asterisk with this one. It has a MSRP of $50, but we were able to get it for $25, $30, and it was readily available at those heavy discount prices. So assuming that the buy-in price was $30, I'm going with enthusiasm score of 2.5. And then the last of the Minecraft Brickheads, 40624, Alex. And this one's just a little plain looking, so I'm only going an e-score of 2.5, the same as the table over here. 40461, Tulips from the Botanical Collection. It's one of the really small sets at the $10 price point. 2.2 enthusiasm score. I'm going 3.0. It was already going for about double on eBay well before it was retiring, and it was still available in some cases. 40495, Harry, Hermione, Ron, and Hagrid Brickheads. Enthusiasm score at 2.1. I'm only 1.5. All these characters have been made in Brickheads form in the past, and they looked much better. These are really plain. 10293, Santa's Visit. This is a really good looking Christmas set, but the Christmas theme, if you will, has just not done well on the secondary market in just the last couple of years. And so I'm going to be cautious with this one. I'm going e-score of 1.5. The table is a 1.9. 76901, Speed Champions Toyota GR Supra. Yes, it did get extended an extra year, so a longer shelf life, but e-score at 2.5. Speed Champions are awesome. 2.2 on the table. I'm at 2.5, like I said. 40378, Goofy and Pluto. Enthusiasm score on the table is a 2.1. I'm a 2.5 just because it's adorable looking and it's only $15. Yes, it's been out since 2020. Long shelf life. The Disney Brickheads tend to do well, and so I like it. Another Disney Brickheads, 40377, Donald Duck. This one is a 3.0 for me all day long, and it is a 2.5 on the table. 21054, the only architecture set that retired at the end of 2023, the White House. Enthusiasm score of 2.2. I'm going to go 2.5. It is really nice looking, beautiful detail, well done. Maybe a little longer of a hold time, but I like it. 10273, Haunted House, an enthusiasm score of 2. 2.1. I'm only going 1.5 because I think the joy of these sets is seeing the motion of the ride itself, like with the carousel and roller coasters, Ferris wheels, but this one, you can't really see it very well because it's all boxed in from the elevator shaft that's constructed, so only a 1.5 for me. 40550 Chip and Dale, another Disney Brickheads. Enthusiasm score of 2 on the table. I'm going to go 2.5, maybe 2.5 minus. I really like them. They're adorable, but they seem to not have as much popularity as some of the other Disney characters. 75301, 13 mentions for Luke Skywalker's X-Wing fighter, but only an enthusiasm score of 1.4. I'm going 1.0 because Lego will make another X-Wing very soon, and they've already made a ton. 31132, Viking ship and Midgard serpent, enthusiasm score of 2.2 on the table. I'm between a 2.5 and a 3.0 because of the new ideas. Viking village, this ship goes well with the Viking village. I wish this was a $100 set without the Midgard serpent, so because it's a $120 buy-in price, I'll go 2.5. 10289, bird of paradise, 2.2 on the table. I'm between 2.0 and 2.5. I'm gonna go 2.5. I know this one wasn't as popular as a lot of the other botanical sets. A lot of people said it's ugly. I actually think it looks pretty good, but $100 seems like a lot, but I'm gonna go with the 2.5 because we've been able to get it on good discount from time to time. And I know at this point it's out of stock, and actually I did peek and I know that it is performing pretty well. So if I use that information, I would go 3.0, but based on everything we talked about in 2023, my score would be a 2.5. So I know I'm gonna be a little light on this one when we review in a year or two. 76193, the Guardian ship. It's just at that weird $160 price point that has a tough time growing in value. Yeah, it has 1,900 pieces, but it still seems expensive. Only a 1.9 on the enthusiasm table. I'm going 1.5 or even a little lower, but I'll go 1.5. 21331, the Sonic the Hedgehog Ideas set. A 2.3. I'm only going 2.0. It's not my favorite because it only has one minifigure, but it is an idea set. It looks kind of unique, so maybe it'll be okay. 76907, the Lotus Avia. 2.2 on the table. It's Speed Champions. I'm going 2.5. Other than the printing messed up on the canopy piece, everything else looks great on this set. 76255, the New Guardian ship. Super short shelf life at 10 months. Unique looking ship, unique color scheme. I like it a lot. The minifigures are great, even though 4 of the 5 of them use the same torso, but that Adam Warlock minifigure in the gold with the red detail looks fantastic. So I'm huge on this set, partly because of the short shelf life. I'm going enthusiasm score of 2.5. 10265, the Ford Mustang, enthusiasm score of 2 on the table. I'm 2.5, even though it has a super long shelf life, been out since 2019. These muscle and sports cars in this size in the brick built style are really, really well designed. Some of the best engineering and design work by Lego. The fact that you can modify them a little bit with these extra parts and pieces is awesome. So I'm at 2.5, even if it's a longer hold time. 76900, another Speed Champions. 2.5 for me on this one, even though it's kind of one of the uglier looking ones. It's still a cool Speed Champion. So 2.0 on the table, 2.5 for me. 75288, the AT-AT. Enthusiasm score of 1.7. I'll go 2.0 because it's an AT-AT, but Lego will make more of these. But the nice thing is that if you have a great scene, you want 3 or 4 of these in that scene. And so I could see some army building or mass ability with this set. 10292, the Friends Apartment Icon set. 1.5 on the table. I'm going 0.5, 1.0. I think I'll go 0.5 because the first Friends set did not perform well at all. I'm not a big fan of the sitcom sets other than The Office and maybe the Seinfeld one. 75322, Hoth ATST. 1.4. Yeah, I'm at a 1.0. It's all gray. The minifigures are okay, but kind of boring. I mean, cool vehicle, but kind of a boring version of the vehicle, even though it is very accurate to the source material. Next up is 76386, Hogwarts Polyjuice Potion Mistake. 10 mentions, E-score of 2 on the table. And I have to self-report here, and if I'm going to be honest, I have to give it a 2.5 E-score of my own. I really liked this set because of the golden Harry Potter minifigure, Hermione's cat headpiece, the 4 minifigures, a little build, $20. We were able to get it for around 15. I thought it was going to be great, and the buzz just absolutely died out. I haven't even looked, but I assume this set is doing nothing so far. Probably a long hold time. I don't know how many I have. This says I have 3. I think I have 5. So, oh well, I'm not excited about this one, but I think throughout the year I was feeling like a 2.5 on average. 75335, BD1, E-score of 1.5. I agree. The brick built Star Wars characters haven't done well. 10290, the pickup truck, an E-score of 1.8. I'm only a 1.5. Kind of ugly. The proportions on the nose are a little off for me, and it's stylized. I like these vehicles that are the sports cars and the muscle cars. 75318, the child, E-score of 1.7. I'm a 1.0, and I feel like that is pushing it. The Yoda figure like this is not doing well at all. 71774, Lloyd's Golden Ultra Dragon, enthusiasm score of 2 on the table. I'm gonna go 1.5, and I could even go to a 1.0. It's $150 for 998 pieces. Sorry, that's 989 pieces. And although it's got a lot of minifigures and it's a cool dragon, all that gold really washes it out for me. And I'm not a big fan of the 3-headed dragons. It really breaks up the look for me. So I'll go with a 1.5. 40516. Everyone is awesome. Super cool set with all the monochromatic minifigures. A 2.3 on the table. My enthusiasm score is a 2.5. I think those minifigures and all these tile pieces are going to do well on the secondary market. 40646. Daffodils, the other small botanicals collection set that retired at the end of 2023. E-score 2.5 on the table. I'm going 2.5, and sorry, that was an E-score 2.3 on the table. 76230, the Venom figure. Enthusiasm score of 2.3 on the table. That seems really high. I'm going 1.0. Maybe I'm way wrong, but Lego has tried brick-built action figures multiple times in the past, and they have never done well other than a couple of outliers. And so until Lego proves to me that they make something that the market really wants on a recurring basis, I'm going low on these. 76181, Batmobile, the Penguin Chase. Kind of a dressed up Speed Champion set for an extra $15-ish. Only 1.7. I'll go 1.5. 76208, the Goat Boat. Also a 1.7 E-score on the table. I'm going to go 2.0, and I could even be 2.5, but I'm going to go 2.0. I like the boat. I like the minifigures. Lots of minifigures. 5 total. 2 of them are unique. So I think this one, even though it's a superhero set and superheroes have cooled off, I think this one could be okay. 40426, Christmas Wreath 2-in-1, enthusiasm score of 1.6. I've called this Skeletor wreath in the past because it's so thin. There's so many gaps in that foliage to see the main structure of the wreath itself. I don't like it. I'm going to 1.0. 40554, Jake Sully and his avatar. 1.4 enthusiasm score on the table. I'm going to go 2.0, even though the avatar sets have not been popular at all. The Brickheads line does well. It seems like all of them do pretty well. And the uniqueness of these two and the colors, I think, give them a chance, but probably a long hold time. 76403, the Ministry of Magic. Even though I think this is a super unique and interesting looking set, not my favorite looking, but I still think it's interesting looking. I still agree with the lower enthusiasm score because Harry Potter sets have not done well in the last couple of years. So it's 1.4 on the table. I'm going to 1.0. 40469, the Tuk Tuk, a 1.3. I agree, 1.0 for me. 76400, Hogwarts Carriage and Thestrals. We just got a new baby Thestral and a new set. So because of that, I'm down at the 1.0. 10276, the Colosseum, enthusiasm score of 2 on the table with 6 mentions. That's not bad by everybody else. I always talked more negatively about this set than the YouTube videos that I watched because it's so expensive at $550. It's repetitive build. It's a lot of tan pieces, and I and many others were way wrong because this set's doing really well once it went out of stock. But to stay honest with how I felt about this set throughout the year, my enthusiasm score would be a 1.5. 31205, Jim Lee Batman Collection, one of the flat art sets. A 1.5 on the table. I'm a 1.0. 43187, 5 mentions, a 2.6 on the table. This is Rapunzel's Tower, and I can see that. I know previous Rapunzel sets have done well, so I would be a 2.5, even though I didn't pick any up. 75968, 4 Privet Drive, 2.2 on the table. I'm a 2.0 with a caveat. It's $80, but if you can get it for 55 or less, then I think a 2.0 is reasonable. And the reason I kind of like this set is because it's basically the opening scene of the entire Harry Potter universe, and I like all of the characters and the minifigures and the house. You just got to have it in your Harry Potter Lego collection. 76398, Hogwarts Hospital Wing, super cool set, super cool build, but I'm only a 1.5. It's a 1.9 on the table, and again, it's because most of the Harry Potter sets are losing their luster and not doing too great. 76399, Hogwarts Magical Trunk. I really despise this set. I'm a 0.5. The table is a 1.8. It just doesn't fit with other Harry Potter sets. And yes, there's some minifigures, but they're kind of boring to look at. 80039, the Heavenly Realms Monkey Kid set. 5 mentions, enthusiasm score of 1.8. I've cheated on this one too. I know this one is already doing really well in the secondary market, but I feel like maybe I was wrong. Maybe you guys can correct me if you find a previous video where I said something different, but I feel like I was always very, very positive about this set. And I was always saying that not many people are and not many people are looking at it. It's flying under the radar, but I really like this one. And so my enthusiasm score would be between a 2.5 and a 3.0. I think it would have been a 2.5, but you know, maybe it was closer to 3.0, but I'm going to go 2.5. And so I know that I picked that one right. Unfortunately, I didn't pick any of them up. $190 was a lot. I mean, 2,433 pieces is great for $190, but I was really hoping to find it on sale. And when Lego did put it on sale, 30% off, it went out so quick that I just missed it. And so I never ended up getting any. 42122, the Technic Dreep Wrangler. Enthusiasm score 2.3. I think I was a 2.5 throughout the year. This one is pretty unique and has a pretty good following in Jeep fans. 40568, the Paris Postcard. Enthusiasm score of 2. I don't really know. I haven't paid much attention to the postcard, so I'll go with a E score of 2 also. 76401, Hogwarts Courtyard, Sirius's Rescue. Enthusiasm score of 2 on the table. Yes, all 3 minifigures are unique, but it's $50 for 345 pieces. My enthusiasm score is 0.5. 10784, Spider-Man Web Quarters Hangout. This is from the Spidey and His Amazing Friends sub-theme, and I actually think this one is really cool. I speak pretty positively throughout the year because of all of the cool minifigures, the bright colors, a lot of great play features for young kids. Only a 1.8 on this table, but I'm an enthusiasm score of 2.5. 60398, the Family House and Electric Car, a 1.8 on the table. It's sounding like this one may not have retired at the end of 2023, even though Brickheads is still showing that it did. We'll be curious to watch this one. My enthusiasm score is a 2.5 because it's just a plain old basic city house. We don't get those very often. It's tied into the new roadway system, and I think it has a shot. 80038, Monkey Kids Team Van. I didn't talk a lot about it. It's a 1.5 on the table. I think I was probably around a 2.0 just because there's a lot going on with this set, and it's $130 for over 1,400 pieces. 80111, Lunar New Year Parade, a 1.5 on the table. I agree with that, a 1.5. And then another Brickheads, 40540, Lion Dance Guy, only a 1 on the table. I'm going to go with a 2 because there's a lot of cool detail on this set. Maybe a longer hold time, but a lot of cool detail. All right, there are still more sets on the table, but all of them got 3 or less mentions, so I'm not going to go through them individually. I'll just scroll down slowly so that you can read them and look at them, and I'll point out anything that I think is of interest, like the McLaren Senna, 42123. I think that one might do okay. Some of the Technic monster trucks are of interest. Maybe the Ninjago Crystal King. The Llama Village is kind of cool. The City Barn and Farm Animals, I think that's a 4+ set, but it's got a bunch of animals in it. The City Space sets could be okay. The Black Panther Bus has 8 mentions against investing. Lego Chess, not one that I'm interested in. The Minecraft Ice Castle is kind of a unique looking set. Nothing else really exciting here. Maybe this Friends space themed set could be of interest. The Space Ride amusement park ride was kind of cool. Another Monkey Kids set. The stadiums, they look cool, but just too narrow of a market. That's why it has 7 mentions against investing. And more stadium sets. This Friends Downtown Flower and Design Store set was cool, but pretty expensive. Some Technic sets, some more city sets, the Black Panther sets, and then some Jurassic Park. So that's everything to look at in this video. And like I said, we'll pull this video out again in a year or 2 after these sets have had some time to mature after retiring. And we'll go through and compare how they're doing at that time compared to what I was saying and what the other YouTubers were saying about them, and give ourselves some grades. So that'll be something to look forward to. That's a wrap on this one. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget, my videos are for entertainment purposes only. I do not provide financial advice. You got to get that from somebody else.